instead of fighting with these people, what I do is I throw stats at them. Let them go with it.
The Adventures of Joe.
But I've actually even got to the point now when somebody starts arguing with me, prove your facts. I go, now.
All right, what do you say, Joe? What do you say to that?
You didn't prove yours. Mine you can find at the CDC or on the FBI website. You need to do your own homework. Because when you spoon feed them, even when you do that, they tell you you're wrong, even though they have nothing to back it up with. Just like AOC, nothing.
It hadn't been forgotten, Joe.
I'm going to deal with topics and issues that will make you think. The lines are open. You can reach me at 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563.
It's the Joe Messina Show.
Very much help if I pressed all the right buttons. Welcome to another session of Insanity right here on the Joe Messina Show. A pleasure having you with me. So much appreciate the time you're spending with us here on the air, in the chat room, texting, tweeting, and just truly being part of the conversation, right? I mean, I so much appreciate the time. I so much appreciate the time that you're with us, with me. Spending time on the show, responding to some of the things being said. I find that very cool. Anyway, the Democrats, don't know if you knew this, but at one time they were very much in line. I don't know if I want to say in line, but they were very much alongside what the Republicans felt about illegal immigration. And again, their words. Right? They didn't call them undocumented workers. Maybe some did, but not all. And I think what happened was they started realizing that they may be able to grab this group for themselves as voters. Illegals as voters. Okay, yeah. Sure, whatever. And I love it. I love how you see this stuff happening. Whoops. You see this happening, and all of a sudden, who's the bad guy? So you got to take a listen to this. I didn't believe it at first either, but somebody sent it to me, and I said, "Wow, that is astonishing." Take a listen. Maybe.
Immigration is not a right guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution to everyone anywhere in the world who thinks they want to come to the United States.
Now, this is a Democrat speaking at a Democrat event. And so the applause that you're hearing are Democrats applauding what she's saying as a Democrat.
Immigration is a privilege. It is a privilege granted by the people of the United States to those we choose to admit. Many American workers do not have adequate job prospects. We should make their task easier to find employment, not harder.
Hi, this is Jeremy at Numbers USA. There are two fundamental parts.
And it's so true. When it comes to the immigration policy, they do have a right to say who gets here, who doesn't come in. It's not a blanket. It's not a blanket approval, excuse me. And yet, somehow, they think it is. They think it truly is a right for them to be allowed in. It's not. You don't have a right to be here. I was born here. Okay, my mom, she was born in Italy. She was born to an American citizen in Italy, though. And listen, I don't think this is the right way either, being honest with you. But it's the way it happened. And at the time, it was perfectly legal. My grandmother was born in New York while she was visiting relatives. Excuse me. My grandmother's parents were visiting relatives, and my grandmother was born. How's that? Which made her an American citizen. I'm not suggesting, I don't even think that's right. They're here visiting. Why? Hello? But that was the law at the time, or that's how the law was perceived. So my mom and family, when they were in Italy, they were born of an American citizen. So when the war, in the height of the war, they couldn't get out. But they were one of the first to go. So it's just amazing how it all rolled out, how it all happened. But when they came here, they weren't looking for help from the government. No, that was an embarrassment. We've changed that. We've made it too easy to get too much money from the government so that you can live off the government. And it's not shameful anymore. Matter of fact, it's almost like a badge of honor. Ooh, you're getting money from the government? Wow, how'd you pull that off? Teach me how. Yeah, that's wrong. Anyway, 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution. I got so much happening. I mean, so much that I wanted to get to. You guys heard about the Cracker Barrel debacle. I want you to hear, if I can get this played before we go to break, this would be great. So I want you to hear her speak. God, she and I hear she's very woke. All right, she was asked about this whole changing the logo, changing the look of the restaurant and everything. Take a listen to what she said.
Feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, really?
So because the feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members. They want to work in a wonderful restaurant. So we're doing everything for our guests and our team members.
Well, Julie Messina, it's wonderful to have you here.
Pleasure to be
here.
here. Thank you again.
Answering those questions for all the Cracker Barrel fans out there. There's a lot of great changes.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Robin?
Can I get in writing that the peg game is going to stay?
The peg game is staying.
Okay.
So are the rocking chairs,
And the
fireplace, vintage.
Yeah, well, she lies. She's very, very, very woke, okay? The Cracker Barrel new logo looks like crap. They took a 200% nosedive because people don't want to deal with woke companies. And you know what? She's not getting a good response. Joe Messina, your host, Uncle Far. Cary Quashen joins me after the break. He's helped kids, teens with issues and drug issues for almost 40 years. We'll be right back.
Take as little as 3 minutes to see if you could save on motorcycle insurance with Progressive. Come on, you've spent more time than that trying to name your bike.
How about the Crusher? I guess it's not really crushing anything. The Silver Bolt? No. Oh, what about Pepper? Mysterious. Is it a pet or a condiment? Surprise! It's a motorcycle. No, that's stupid.
Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I'd like to introduce you to our new sponsor, Get the Tea. Get the Tea carries all natural, non-GMO organic teas and supplements made in the USA. Get the Tea's ingredients are the purest available. My favorite is Life Change Tea. Life Change Tea is a gentle daily cleanse containing 12 herbs that when combined really keep things moving. I drink it every day and my energy has never been better. I'm feeling great. Life Change Tea comes in 3 delicious flavors: natural, peppermint, and pomegranate. It's an easy and delicious way to keep your digestion on track. And for those on the go, try D365. D365 is Life Change Tea in a capsule. Drink the tea or take D365 capsules and keep your digestion running smoothly. Go to getthetea.com and enter discount code USA to get 10% off any size order. That's getthetea.com, discount code USA for 10% off your order.
When I started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, with the help of my dedicated employees, we now have hundreds of products, some you might not even know about. To get the word out, we're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, You guessed it, just $25. Our brand new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And I've never done this before. Premium My Pillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, even king size for only $25. And there's so much more.
So go to mypillow.com or call 800-923-1812 and use promo code AUDIO1 to get the standard MyPillow for only $14.88, the lowest price ever.
Okay, I'm talking funny because I'm in the witness protection program. I have too much credit card debt and I don't want people to find me.
Okay, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about credit card debt. Right, those plastic things that we all have in our wallet. Are you in your 50s or 60s and you're still carrying around a mound of credit card debt? Wouldn't it be nice to start banking that money and save a little money for retirement down the road? We help people restructure their credit card debt all the time. We show people how they can get out of credit card debt in months, not years. Listen, you'll be carrying around credit card debt for the rest of your life unless you deal with it right now. We offer a free consultation so you can learn how you can finally wipe out your credit card debt and start saving money. Give us a free call right now.
Call Debt Solutions Network now. 866-451-3328. 866-451-3328. That's 866-451-3328.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
Attention. This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
800-362-9337. 800-362-9337. That's 800-362-9337.
You live here? Yes. Well, maybe you know what a zombie is. When a person dies and is buried, it seems there's certain voodoo priests who have the power to bring him back to life.
Horrible.
It's worse than horrible because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring. You mean like Democrats?
We are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Or just go ahead and send me an email, joe@joemessina.com, joe@joemessina.com. Head up to the website where you can watch live, listen live, and have a live chat with people that are much smarter, much more in tune than I am, I guarantee it. Anyhow, let me just bring him up with me because I always enjoy him. I've known this guy for years and love what he does. Cary Quashen joins me, and he's been helping teens, well, more than just teens, for decades, help deal with some of the issues that they're having, their drug issues and so on, and even parents understanding what to look for. Cary, thanks for being with me.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, Joe. I appreciate everything you do.
Thank you.
I was going to mess with you, but I'll behave.
No, it's all. Hey, everybody else messes me. Why should we be any different? At least you know me.
I love what you say. You've been doing it for decades. You know what my daughter told me?
Uh-oh.
Did I tell you? She said, Dad, you're getting old. She said, you're even old in sobriety age. I went, what? Which is almost true. It's funny. I've been working with people now for 43 years, and I've been clean for 44. So, yep. So what I'm going to do, I have a really good idea. Tell me your thoughts.
I'm just going to get you in trouble, dude.
No,
But go
no.
ahead.
You know, some people lie about their age. I'm gonna take years from my sobriety. I'll say 10 years, then I'll feel younger.
No.
No, I'm just playing.
All
I'm
right.
just messing.
So
I'm very proud of myself.
I am too. I mean, look at you. You've been out there. I watch you with kids. I watch what you do. I don't know if I'd have the patience. I probably would smack around some parents based on what they believe to be truth. And the old conversation you and I have had, and I even titled this episode, "It ain't your grandpa. It isn't your granddaddy's dope." Because it isn't your granddaddy's dope. It isn't the stuff, yes, I inhaled in the 70s, unlike Billy Bob Clinton. I mean, that stuff would put me to sleep more than anything else. And nowadays, it isn't that, isn't it?
No, it's a whole different ballgame now. I mean, first of all, when they legalized marijuana, what they didn't even think about, it's not so much they were legalizing the marijuana, they were legalizing THC, which is clearly the chemical in the marijuana that gets you high. So when these kids are going to the places to buy this stuff, they're buying pure THC when they're vaping it, or the oils, and well, it even says it 100% THC.
Jeez.
So I put, like I said, I think I said this last time, and I'll say it again, but I sent more people to ERs and psych hospitals in the last couple of years than I have in the last 40 years when it comes to THC. It's just they're...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say to you, it's because the parents don't really understand what it is, what it's all about.
Well, sadly, a lot of the parents are beginning to figure it out because their kids are so in trouble that it's almost impossible to deny it at some times when I'm dealing with these kids. And it's not just kids. I got adults that are going into psychosis, they're paranoid, clear anxiety attacks. I spoke to somebody today that's been smoking weed all their life and really no problems with it, except for I was telling him about all this. People think they're getting anxiety and panic, and he says, you know what, that's true, because I had to call an ambulance on myself twice. I think I was having a heart attack after smoking weed, but it was just a panic attack.
Oh, but he wasn't having any problems, though, right?
I mean, when he said that, I looked at him, and you could see his face. He turned beet red, and he went, oh, God. I mean, it just hit him. I mean, I don't know why it didn't hit him before, but he was like, wow. And then we talked about it a little more. He said he's always 2 hits away from insanity.
Wow.
I mean, so it's a really scary deal. You know, there's got more young preteen kids coming in there because they're getting into their older brother, sister, mother, father's gummies. You know, and we've got more elderly coming in there because the doctors are saying, you know, it's okay to smoke weed, but they're getting paranoid and getting some psychosis. So it's a mess, you know. I mean, it's a mess.
Just unreal. And I don't know how you do it, man, because, again, I would be the one yelling at the parents sitting in the chair going, really? You're sitting here going, it's no big deal? Then what are you doing here? Why did you bring your daughter here? What are you doing here then, if it's no big deal?
I was talking to somebody today, actually, that different drugs, but anyways, it took him 2 weeks to get to my rehab. Literally, his wife was calling, all his friends were calling, his work called, and he came in here and he was like, thank you, you're saving my life. Yesterday, he says, I'm good. He says, I'm ready to go home tomorrow. He says, just give me my meds and blah, 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 blah. I said, really, you're ready? And he said, just don't give me my phone, because if I have my phone, I'll probably get high. So he left today. Guess what? His phone.
Wait a minute.
I mean, these guys are like, they're geniuses. I said, you know, you get an A for genius today, buddy.
God, that's great. That's right. Just don't give me my phone because I'm really not ready to go.
Yeah, but let me have my phone.
Oh, God.
I mean, you think his wife was going to... I thought she was going to beat him with her purse, but she didn't say anything except for, I wish you'd stay. So anyways, I'll hear back from him within the next few days, if he makes it that long.
See, so let's talk a little bit about the kids going back to school. You know, a lot of these kids are going... And I'm sorry, you have much more compassion than Joe Messina has, because a lot of these kids say they're going through anxiety, they're going through this, coming back to school, it's a new world. And this is kind of what I hear from them, is this kind of what sets them off to get into junior high school and high school, or junior high school mostly. And now they really start getting into the gummies and other stuff because they're anxious. They need to calm down. I know this isn't a catch-all, but my dad would have slapped me upside the head and said, "Hey, you got food? You got lunch? You got shoes? What are you anxious for?"
Yeah, but you're talking back then. The whole world's different right now.
No kidding.
I mean, right back then, kids were afraid. When I was really young, I was afraid to do something stupid. My mom would whip me.
Yeah. Yep.
And today, I mean, it's different. First of all, you don't whip a kid anymore because we know that don't work. Plus, you'll go to jail. And two is the whole family component's different today. So, and we talk about this every time I do a show. Parents don't even know their children anymore because they don't spend any time with them. I used to say spend quality time with your kids. Forget quality time. Spend time with your kids.
Yeah. Oh, now wait a minute. You're not talking about the ones that I see sometimes where they're both sitting at a table. The kid's on his phone, mom's on her phone, and they're not even talking to each other. You say it all the time, and it's so true. These kids have got to get together. They've got to, you've got to get together with your kids and have some conversation with them. All right, be back in a minute. Don't go far. A lot more coming up with Cary Quashen when we return.
Attention homeowners. It's not if something's going to break, it's when. That's homeownership. If your dryer, your refrigerator, or your AC and heating breaks, that's an expensive call. And who do you call? Make it easy on yourself and call Choice Home Warranty. We've already done the research and have access to 25,000 technicians that can be at your home quickly. We've covered close to 2 million homes in the United States. There's a good chance your neighbors work with us. Call us right now before the next breakdown. We'll tell you everything that's covered in your home and give you the first month free with our ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and learn how to get your free month.
800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. That's 800-378-2250.
Limitations and exclusions apply. First month free with purchase of single plan. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for more details.
Life is full of surprises. Some wonderful, some not so much. But here's one thing you can control: making sure your loved ones are protected if the unexpected happens. At easyplans.com, we make getting life insurance, well, easy. In just a few minutes, you can apply online and buy direct. No awkward phone calls, no confusing jargon, and no agent will contact you unless you request help. Just clear, affordable coverage, designed to fit your life and your budget. Fast approval, flexible plans, and unlike other online insurance sites, Easy Plans won't sell your information to others. So no endless phone calls and text messages. Whether you're just starting a family, buying a home, or thinking ahead, EasyPlans.com has you covered. EasyPlans.com. We make buying life insurance, well, easy.
America's News Update, I'm John Schaefer. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he's ordered immediate talks to end the war in Gaza. He says negotiations aim for the release of all hostages and a conflict resolution acceptable to Israel. The announcement comes as the IDF begins moving forward with plans to take over Gaza City. President Trump won't have to pay more than $500 million in his New York civil fraud case. He was originally ordered to pay $355 million, which grew to over $500 million with interest over alleged false financial statements. Today, an appeals court ruled that amount is an excessive fine and violates the Eighth Amendment. Hurricane Erin is hitting the North Carolina coast hard. The storm is slowly moving away from the East Coast, but rough waves and flooding are affecting areas up and down the eastern seaboard. The Outer Banks are seeing the worst of it so far, with some structural damage but no reported injuries.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PHIL25.
Here's how you get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
Feel the rhythm now. We should be singing together, you and me, all night, holding hands.
We are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855 Real Joe. 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged. Be part of the solution. Let me bring it back on real quick. School's just started. I thought that some of you could use some insight to be able to see the signs, the markers, whatever you want to call them, to make sure your kids aren't getting involved in things they shouldn't be. I've got Cary Quashen on the line with me. He is the founder of Action Family Center. And Cary, thanks for being with me.
Always a pleasure, Joe. Always.
All right, kids going back to school. You know, you've got the young kids going from junior high to high school. Some of them just getting into junior high school. Drugs are not a thing of the 11th and 12th grade anymore, are they?
No, I'll tell you, it's kind of crazy. Since they legalized marijuana, it was a complete game changer, because I've been working, as you know, with the schools and with kids for almost 40 years, and the average kid that was coming to us that got in trouble at school for smoking dope or pot or tea, whatever it is that they're doing now, was probably 14, 15, 16, 17. Now they're just coming out of elementary school, hitting junior high. We're getting 12 and 13-year-olds that are being ordered to us by either courts or schools now. And that's the majority of the ones that we're getting right now. So what a statement that is of where we are right now when it comes to substance abuse or drugs. 12 and 13-year-old kids coming in because they're getting caught with pot. It's like frightening. So
what do they need to look at? You got these innocent kids. We'll just say going from grammar school to junior high school. They want to fit in. They don't want to feel weird, the whole 9 yards. What are some of the things that parents can look for? I know one of the things you're going to say is, just a change in attitude, a change in the way they handle themselves. But there's got to be other things they can look for as well. And I'll tell you what they are, and then I'll tell you what the problem with that is, but you'll probably guess what the problem with that is anyway. Of course, it's change in behavior, change in friends, loss of appetite, sleeping different kinds of hours, some depression, getting bored with school, all those kinds of things. But the problem is, guess what most parents don't see? Any of that, because they're not connected to their kids. No. So when I get these 12 and 13-year-olds, and I hear what these people, well, that was the first time, and then I look at the kid, I said, how long have you been getting high? Well, 4 months, 6 months, 9 months, because they don't notice the behavior change. And some of the reason is, in most families, and we talk about this all the time, if we want to stop substance, drugs are never going to go away. We know that. They're never going to be gone. They've been here since the beginning of time, and they'll be here to the end of time. So the only thing we could do is what? Stop the need
for the drugs.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? It's got to start. Parents will, oh, it's the schools. No, sorry, it's not the schools. Schools got little responsibility, but it starts at home. When my kids were young, they were my responsibility. I wasn't counting on the schools or anyone else to raise them but myself. So you got these parents now, if they're even living together. I mean, the average parent spends between 2 and 10 minutes talking to a young teenager today.
Wow.
And we know that's a fact. That's not a maybe. That's the average parent. I'm sure there's some that are listening to me and they're going, "Why, you're crazy. I spend all day hanging out. We do all kinds of stuff, fun stuff together." Yes, there are some of those. But put social media in cell phones. I mean, all this stuff that goes on today. Like you say, when you go to a restaurant, I was at a restaurant the other day, and I always look for what families are doing when they're sitting around. And
Yep.
You go to like Olive Garden. I mean, you go to like Olive Garden, and there's an iPad on the table. You pay for games so that your kid will play games, so you can do your thing while you're eating together. I mean, that's not what I call quality time. It's just going out to eat. But I was watching one couple. They sat down. And this happened about 2 months ago when we were at another table. A dad and a kid walked in. You know how many words they said to each other while they were eating?
Maybe 7.
No, I don't even think that many.
Wow.
They sat down. They grabbed the menu. They looked at it. They ordered. They both were on the phone. The food came. They ate. They said a few words, and they left. And I almost said something. But it's like, what's the deal here? And I watched a couple do that a couple of nights ago too. It's like when we're together, we're so into all the outside sources, the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the YouTube videos, and that we forget that we're even with someone that needs our attention.
You know,
when I do family counseling, people say we don't cuddle. We lay in bed and we play games with our phones. It's like, come on, man.
You're going to slap me for this. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Well, I was just going to say, so we're giving parents information on what to look for, but if they're not with their children, they're not going to see anything we're saying until it slaps them in the face and they got no choice.
So, like I said, I know you're going to come over to the house and slap me after I say this, but I'm almost rather give a kid a bag of marijuana than a smartphone. These smartphones.
I get it. No, I get it. I get what you say.
Yeah, have become so addictive that they can't even control themselves. They got it in their hand, and they can't not look at it while they're having a conversation. And even my youngest son, Cary, he's in his early 30s. Yeah. I said, listen, I have to have a serious conversation. Come in here. So he comes in, he's got the phone in his hand, and he's looking at it. I said, put the phone down. He said, well, I can hear you. And I said, I know you can hear me, but you're not listening. Put the phone down. Face down.
Yeah, and besides the fact, if you're sitting in a room and somebody wants to have a conversation with you, and it's important to you, but they keep looking at their phone, what does that make you feel like? You're not important.
No. That
whatever they're doing on that phone is more important than they are. And that's the message we're giving our children sometimes. If we're looking at our phone and they're wanting to have a conversation and we don't put our phone down and move it out of the way and make sure that they know they're that important, they're not going to come to us. And all these things we're telling you to look for, you won't see.
No.
So your kids, if you're old enough, let me change that. If you're mature enough to have a baby, be mature enough to be their parent, not just some person that they live with.
Oh, they don't want to be parents. And you know what I do, my job with the school board, and they come in and they make cases and they send emails, and it's like, my God, give your kid away. Being a parent, I tell this story all the time, and I'll just be quick about it. My old pastor, they had a fourth child after 10 years. And he said, some people thought I didn't want another kid. I was mad. I was this. He goes, that wasn't it. I had 10 years. I knew what it meant to be a good parent. I knew that you had to put time into it. I knew you had to do all these things. And I had moved on from that. So it was an adjustment for me. Because I wasn't just going to have another little human living in the house and not raise it properly. And a lot of parents say don't have that attitude. They don't have that mindset.
Right. No, it's sad, but you said you'd rather give a kid a bag of pot than a cell phone. Guess what? They got both. Almost all the kids, they got a bag of pot, and they got a cell phone.
They ordered the pot from the cell phone. I know. I got it. But
it's like so if we want to win this battle in substance abuse, first of all, I was talking to some media thing today, and we were talking about how the numbers are coming down when it comes to overdoses. That's soon going to change because there's different and stronger drugs coming. But it's not that people aren't using anymore. It's just that we have Narcan and other life-saving drugs right now. But then now they're also adding other drugs to the other, like fentanyl and heroin and speed and all that. That's not just going to be opiates. So eventually, Narcan's not going to be working, and the numbers are going to go back up. So if we want to stop substance abuse, here it is, guys. You can do all the education you want. You can talk till you turn red. It's got to start when they're young. We got to start in kindergarten. We got to talk to our kids. We got to be there for our kids. We got to teach our kids how to deal with feelings, but they don't learn how to deal with until they get older, and their friends are teaching them, and they're learning it on social media, and then the drugs are doing it. It's numbing them. So it's got to start at home, guys. It's got to start young, and it's got to be that important to us. If it's not important to you, don't have kids. You know, if you can have kids.
I got to tell you something. Seriously, I have a psychiatrist, a teen psychiatrist, comes on the show from time to time, frequently, and she almost says exactly what you just said, which is, she said, like, look, you got to get involved, you got to be engaged, and you got to make sure that you know what's going on with your kids. You know who their friends are. You know, and that takes time. Be back in a minute. Don't go far. A lot more coming up with Cary Quashen when we return.
Yeah, so as far as Fernando, he lost.
Right now, you can eliminate odors, mold, mildew, bacteria, and viruses in your home with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules that seek out and destroy odors. The Thunderstorm doesn't mask or cover up bad smells, it eliminates them, leaving that fresh, clean smell, just like after a thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm is small, plugs right into the wall, and fits in the palm of your hand. Put one in your basement, bedroom, family room, kitchen, or anywhere you want clean, fresh air. It even includes a USB cord for your car or truck. Right now, save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200, a fraction of the cost compared to other air purifiers. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use discount code USA3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Use USA and the number 3. Shipping is free.
Attention timeshare owners. Tired of the financial stress? Were you misled by the salesperson? Don't or can't use your timeshare anymore? If any of these apply to you, then you may qualify for timeshare cancellation and get the relief you need now. Timeshare Defense Attorneys is the #1 affordable fixed fee legal solution in the country with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. That's certainly better than my grades. They even offer a 100% client satisfaction guarantee. Let one of their experienced lawyers evaluate your case and explain the process. If they take you as a client, they'll work on your case until it's resolved in your favor, guaranteed. Expect great service and a close working relationship with your lawyer, keeping you informed every step of the way, protecting your rights, interests, and even your credit. It's that simple. Even a kid like me could understand it. The consultation is free. Call today.
800-875-1853. 800-875-1853. That's 800-875-1853.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each Pure Ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code TREAT at checkout and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at crazy low prices. They have access to great prices and discounts at over 500 different airlines. Plus 300,000 hotels and rental car companies. Their prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. That's 800-871-3291.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. That's 800-399-4215.
Austin Powers always defeats me because he has Joe. Joe? Joe. The life force, the essence, the right stuff. What the French call a certain, I don't know what.
We are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, and truly be part of the conversation. I really appreciate the time you spend with me. I always joke with you that, there's 3,000 other shows you could be listening to, but you've chosen this one. I would like to believe it tells me how high your IQ is. So, Cary Quashen joins me. He is the founder of Action Family Counseling. Cary, always appreciate your time with me, man, and I really honestly appreciate what you do with the kids. I won't say decades. I'll say I've known you for a long time. How's that? And
You could say decades. We already gave that up earlier. Okay.
I knew you when I had black hair and most of my teeth were real. How's that?
That'll work. Okay, that'll work.
And I've seen some
You
of
know
the great stuff you've done.
But it's
with kids,
crazy.
What?
We've known each other almost 40 years since I got up here.
Wow.
Or 30 years, something like that.
You know what? Shh. I've known you for a long time. How's that?
Well, I was going to say you really don't, but I'm serious. You age well. You look great for 92.
Oh, thank you.
I love it.
Right. I look great for 73. You're right. So, no, it's really interesting. We live in I don't tell everybody where we live, but we live in a unique community. There's over 300,000 people here, and you are truly, honestly, one of the only facilities, as far as I'm concerned, okay, that really knows how to deal with the teenagers, with the younger kids, with the stuff that they're going through, and that's what they need. They don't need, I always say the same thing, and I actually get blasted for it sometimes. They don't need some old pasty white guy with white hair telling them drugs are bad. You know what that's going to do for them? They're going to leave and they're going to be so irritated, they're going to go buy more drugs. They need people like you and people who know what they're doing, know what those kids are going through. I wasn't addicted to drugs. I don't know what they're going through. I don't know what it's like to kick a habit. But you've got the people around you. You're the kind of guy that they need. You do a great job at it.
Well, yeah, because we don't judge them. But if look at Joe, let's think about it for a second. If we want to stop drug abuse, how are we going to do that? Where is it going to start? I mean, seriously, the drugs keep getting better, right? Stronger.
Right.
And more people at younger age keeps using them. So how are we going to stop this? It has to start in one place. You know where that is? At home. It's got to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's got to start, and it's got to start in elementary school. They need to bring speakers in. They could talk about self-esteem and peer pressure. You don't have to talk about drugs, but peer pressure. And as you grow up and go into higher grades, there's going to be people that want you to ditch. They might want you to take a hit off a vape. I mean, we got to teach these kids and hardwire them when they're young that how drugs really are. And because right now, everybody goes on this fentanyl kick. Fentanyl kills. Well, you know what? Heck, everybody knows that. But most people that overdose from fentanyl don't overdose because they bought fentanyl. They overdose from some other drug that contained fentanyl. So the real message that we have to give these children is all drugs are deadly. You don't know what you're doing when you take anything. And if people, listen, believe me, guys, I put more people in hospitals in the last 2 years for THC-induced psychosis, paranoia, anxiety attacks, chronic throwing up, coughing. I can go on. Than I have in 40 years. Y'all better take this serious before it hits you at home. And it's not that it's a rite of passage anymore. It's not that every kid has to do it. They don't. Unless we allow it. It wasn't allowed at my house.
No. What do you think? One of the things I always say now, especially being in the position I've been in for so long, the relationship at home is a big part of this. The relationship that kids have to their parents. If they truly think their parents care, if their parents are engaged and there's a relationship there, the chance of them getting in this kind of trouble diminishes quite a bit, does it not?
Absolutely, 100% it does. Because if you don't if you don't get what you need from home, you're going to find it somewhere else, and not always in a positive situation. There's four parts of parenting that if you're missing any of them, your kid's in trouble. Everything you do has to come out of love, right?
Right.
But if you love them too much and you don't discipline them or give them structure or support, they're in trouble. I love you so much. I'm going to call the school and just let them know you don't feel good. Then I'm not going to tell them you were out partying for the whole weekend and you just don't want to go to school. Or I'm going to call your boss. Don't worry about it and tell them you're sick. So you got to have love, but you got to have some structure. And with love and structure, you got to have some discipline, right? And you got to have support. So when I'm working with drug addicted people in my rehab, they know I love them. Everything that comes out of me comes from love. But I also have extremes. The structure is it. This is the rules, and we don't bend them here. And they know that. And if they do, there's a discipline for that. And when they do good, we support them. So with all those pieces, when I ask somebody, any time in my 40 years of treating people, what are you going to miss when you leave this place? It's always the same thing, the structure. So whatever your children are fighting is what they need and want the most. They crave it. And when you're working with gang kids, a lot of times when you ask a kid, why are you in a gang? Well, it's a family. Everyone loves everybody.
I'm glad you said that. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because that's what I tell people on a regular basis. I said, you don't have a family structure at home. That's what he's looking for. That's why he's running with that gang, because that is a family structure for him. There are rules in that gang.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. And no, you're right, 100%. And it is a real family, and they do love each other, and they will die for each other. Even in the homeless communities. If you go to a real homeless community, they have a governor, they have bodyguards, they have mayors. I'm serious as a heart attack.
I know you are. I've read this before. This is great.
So when you're out there, if you don't get it at home, they're going to go find what they need somewhere else. So parents, anybody can have a child, not anybody can be a parent.
Amen. And I won't even tell you the words I use on that one, but, you know, go back to some of the stuff like the Gen Zers. I don't know if you've been reading the articles recently, but a lot of them bring their parents to interviews, right? They have their parents calling to work for them. I mean, those are the parents, and I know some of them get mad at me, but I don't really care. But those are the parents that are really hurting their children. They're not helping them grow. They're not helping them get strong. Those are the ones, I think, that are going to have a hard time in society when somebody says no to them or they can't get what they perceive they need.
Or when they go to college and they're leaving home, and now all of a sudden the mom isn't there to hold their hand anymore. You're right. You know, we have to teach our kids how to grow. We have to teach them how to deal with emotions. I was doing a group today, and we were talking about when does a boy become a man or a girl become a woman. It's not at age 18. It's when they learn how to deal with feelings and learn how to cope with have coping skills without wanting to kill themselves or run to a drug. You know, that's when somebody is growing up, when they learn how to deal with life on life's terms.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to teach them when they're in rehab. Not how much don't use drugs. I can lock them in a bedroom, open the door in 3 days and said, okay, you're fixed, go home. Now they got to deal with all the feelings that make them want to use.
No, I you know what? I was that bad dad that when the kid called and said, Dad, I ran out of gas. So, wow, that's too bad. What you going to do? You know?
Yep, no, I get
because they don't learn anything. What they learn after the third time you bail them out is, no worries, Dad'll come get me. But if they got to walk a mile to gas station and they call you from the gas station and say, I don't have a gas can. I said, oh, wow, that's terrible. What are you going to do? You know, make them work through it. You're not going to kill them. Actually, you're going to make them stronger.
Yeah, well, so many people are. So you know what? The reason why parents don't do that is they're afraid the kids aren't going to like them.
Yeah,
you know? And I always tell them,
yep.
You know, I want my kids to like me, but I want them to respect me and love me before that. Because I'm not their friend, I'm their dad. You know.
Thank you.
After when that's in stone, then you could buddy up with them at times. But I'm always going to be their father before their friend.
Well, I know
and
you've been. Go ahead.
Well, no, that's good.
No, I was going to say, you met one of my kids, and we're up on the time, but, you know, I can remember the joke around the house when they got a little older and understood more was, if I didn't hear somebody tell me they hated me during the week, then I wasn't doing my job. Because you know, they don't really hate you. They're just mad at you. And your job is to make sure, let them step over the boundary a little bit, but not get killed. Whatever they do, you can you don't help them get out of trouble, but you help and guide them work through it. And that's what makes them stronger.
That's the love, support, structure, and discipline.
Yep.
If you're missing one piece, you know, your kids in trouble. And we talked a lot today about a lot of stuff, and we talked some about drugs, but more about parenting because that's where it starts, Joe.
Bingo. All right, sir. Where do they find you?
You know what? You can always just go to actiondrugrehab.org, or you know what? Or call 1-800-367-8336, or call me on my cell, 661-713-3006.
But you will not find him at the local pub. I guarantee it.
No,
anyhow.
unless I'm doing an intervention and pulling someone out of it.
All right. Hey, God bless you, Cary. I really appreciate the things that you do for our kids. We'll have you on again soon. All right. Have a great rest of the night.
You too. Thanks.
All right. Joe Messina, your host. Guy, have a great rest of the evening. I always appreciate your time with me. We're back here tomorrow. Make sure I'm not alone.